Yeah, Sega. I feel like everything I've been playing and talking about lately has been Sega related. Yeah, you're ready to get extreme. Yeah. Oh, I actually should have looked up if the Japanese version had a theme song for this intro that they had to change for the English release. I should look that up. This sounds good, at least. If it is, like they didn't slouch. But yeah, Yakuza Kiwami. Kiwami is Japanese for extreme. Extremos. Which basically means, like, it's a remake of the original game, but, like, on steroids is the idea, right? It's taking the first game and taking it to the next level. You're going extreme with it, dog, yo, or whatever, right? That's the idea behind the title, anyways. It's not like... I feel like it's not really trying to be a 100% authentic replication of the original game. It really does feel like it's like... It reminds me a lot of Odin Sphere Luftrauser, actually. I feel like that's the best comparison, is they're taking the first project that they ever made, and it's showing like a, let's see how far we've come kind of thing. They're taking everything they've learned throughout all the games they've made in their 10 years of existence, and they're going back to where they started and showing this is how far we've come. Yeah! The only difference is that Odin Sphere Luftrauser had an option to play like, oh, dog. That's fucking wicked. Love that. Is Odin Sphere Luftrauser had an option. Yeah, it'd be weird to play this without subtitles, considering it's in Japanese. Oh, I wonder. Oh, no, I was worried, like, can you turn it even higher? Oh, that's weird. How would that even work? Oh, okay. I'll just keep it default. Anyway. Had an option where you can play, like, the original game, but this doesn't, obviously. Yeah, that's fine. Because, like, the original Yakuza 1 has not aged super well. Oh, cool. I think this is a bonus for having save data from Yakuza 0 on here. Yeah, so we're starting out in 1995. If you remember, Yakuza 0 took place in, like, 1986? 85? Something like that. It's not, don't worry though. This isn't a game that takes place in the 90s. You'll see. But... yeah, it's kind of, because, like, I remember... Oh man, I'm not gonna be able to get it out of my head, but I still, like, I'm gonna have the original game, Yakuza 1, on the PS2, was brought over to the West with an English dub. They got a bunch of English voice actors to come in and do, like, all the lines in English for the game, and it was, like, so goofy and bad, and it was just hilarious. I'm probably gonna... how funny would it be if they went ahead and had an option for that in the English version of the game here? To be like, yeah, play it with the original PS2 era dub, and, like, don't try and remaster it, just intentionally have it really bad, right? Just as a funny little extra. Maybe as, like, an option in, like, the theater mode when just watching the cutscenes. That'd be kind of funny, but no, obviously they're not going to do that. But I'm not going to be able to get that out of my head. Every time a character shows up, I'm just gonna remember what the fucking, what the dub was like. I do really like this new trend that companies seem to be doing, where they're for a while there, it was just raw ports. Like, they were taking old games and just raw, like, stretch the resolution to 1080 or 720 or whatever on the PS3. Aniki. That's the same. In the English dub, they actually did say Aniki, and it was really weird. It didn't sound right at all. I might insert clips if I feel like it, if I remember. I don't know. I feel like this video is going to be pretty long.
Aniki.
Yeah?
I want to thank you for helping me make this collection, I mean.
It's my pleasure, Shinji.
Alright.
So, yeah, advisor of the Dojima family. Which is pretty funny because remember in Yakuza 0, which this game is like coming off of the heels of, remember, it's a remake of the original game, but at the same time it's sort of being a sequel to Yakuza 0, and that's what's kind of interesting about it, because it's not a raw, authentic recreation, it's Yakuza Extreme. And that's something I think that's important going into this game, is it's not a replacement for the original game. Not that, like, there's sort of a little bit of an interesting discussion to have there about that. Listen to that music, dog. That is fucking nostalgia music right there. What up, Bleach Blonde? Daydreamer. It's not like a... Because there's a little bit of a debate to have there, because it's taking everything that was in the original game and is, like, it's not taking anything out, but it's not trying to be... It's not trying to preserve what the original game was. It's not trying to be, and that's fine. And, you know, if you wanted to just play this instead of the PS2 game, you wouldn't, like, I wouldn't say that that's the incorrect thing to do. I wouldn't discourage that. But you do kind of, like, the only thing you lose is appreciating how the gameplay of the series expanded. Because this game is just taking the gameplay systems from Yakuza 0 and just raw porting it over. Like, it's taking all of the... that was what was kind of funny, like, they made Yakuza 0... Oh my god, I'm not gonna be able to hold it together for this. When you don't do your donations, I'm what you get. You expect me to believe this shit when you're in here packing up? You guys collect your payments at the end of a barrel, right? Listen, don't believe that shit. That's just, oh my fucking god. I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna be able to get the memories of the English stuff out of my fucking head.
You!
Sorry, I'm late. I'm Kazuma, an associate of the Dojima family.
I didn't expect you to come, Kazuma-san.
When you don't pay your debts, I'm what you get.
Tomorrow! I'll have the money by tomorrow. Please, I have children.
I'm supposed to believe this shit as you're packing up, getting ready to bail out? I'll say it slower. Where is our money?
Please! I'm sorry.
Hey, how about getting the fuck up?
Please don't kill me.
Huh?
I've heard about the Dojima family. You guys collect your debts at the end of a gun barrel, right? When someone doesn't pay up, you kill them to prove a point. Everyone knows.
Listen, that's just a rumor, spread by fools that can't pay their dues. Ugh.
I don't have your money! Damn it! You leave me no choice.
Like, one of the main appeals of following the series chronologically, for me at least, having played it from beginning to end, right, is the gameplay of the series expands and improves in each iteration. Like, the original PS2 game had a really limited, simple, kind of hasn't aged well, is kind of terrible combat system. And it's really hard to go back to, and that's why I don't begrudge anyone who just wants to play this. And it's like, fuck that, I'm not gonna go back and play that old shitty PS2 game, because it has aged very poorly, and I totally get it, and it's actually really hard for me to go back to. But that is what made it so special, going from Yakuza 1 to Yakuza 2. Because you did play that original, very flawed, very rudimentary PS2 game, Goyo. And then you play, like, Yakuza 2, and you see how that combat has been expanded upon and improved on. And it was really cool. Like, you play the original PS2 game, and it's really rough. And then you play Yakuza 2, and it was such a world of difference. Like, it was like a world apart from what the original game was. They really fucking kicked it up a notch. When you don't... Oh my god! They named the trophies after the... Hold on. When you don't pay your debts, I'm what you get! I don't believe that! They're gonna name all the trophies after shitty lights from the dub. That's awesome! Yeah, Kiryu family! Kazama. Oh, don't you mean Fuma? I think you mean Fuma Oyabu. And it would do that in every game. At the beginning. And the cool thing about it was, like, it was an RPG. So you would go through the game and you would level up and you would get new combat moves. Right? So by the end of the first game, you would have all these new moves that you've unlocked through upgrading and leveling up. And then you get to Yakuza 2, and it carried all of that over. It took the combat system, but it also took Kiryu's level. So you start Yakuza 2 with all the moves that you unlocked throughout Yakuza 1. The Kiryu that you're playing as at the beginning of Yakuza 2 is the same Kiryu that you were playing as at the end of Yakuza 1, with a whole bunch of extra improvements to, like quality of life improvements to how the mechanics felt in your hand. And that was what's so cool about it. Like, you went from Yakuza 1 to 3, and 3, it was the Kiryu that you played as at the end of Yakuza 2, was the Kiryu you had at the beginning of Yakuza 3. It was so cool how it expanded upon and improved like that. And then you get to Yakuza 0, and it's totally pulling the oh my god. Hold on. I'm so... Pardon me. Pardon you? No! Fuck you!
Hey, the fuck you think you're doing? And just what the fuck family are you from, huh?
Excuse me.
Excuse you? No. Fuck you!
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Anyway. And then, the cool thing about Yakuza 0 was it pulled the rug out from that completely. And it did the complete opposite. It was taking the combat style that you had gotten used to throughout the series, and it completely reversed on it, and it went in the other direction. Yeah, red heat! Come here, you motherfucker! And it completely pulled the rug, and it showed how Kiryu was before Yakuza 1. And it was showing how his combat style was unrefined, and he was so inexperienced, and you were seeing, like, he was just some punk brawler kid who didn't know he was doing it, and you were seeing both in terms of the story of his character development and in the gameplay of how his combat played, how he would become the man we knew him to be in the original game. Oh no! It's Mark Hamill! It's Mark Hamill, everybody!
Relax. I hear you're trying to start your own family. Oh yeah. That bar over there? That's where your girl works. I hear she's hot. Everyone's jealous of you. I know I'd like to nail a bitch like that. By the way, what do you want me to do with this brick?
I didn't know he was Kazuma-san. I'm sorry.
Yeah?
I didn't know.
Forget it. You're too kind. Kazuma-chan, too kind. We gotta make up for this.
Ow!
I should kill you. Stupid! Fucking motherfucker! You like that? What? That's enough. I'm doing this because he disrespected you. He's learned his lesson. Okay. If you say so. But when you have kids of your own, you're gonna have to teach them a little respect. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
I'm doing this because he disrespected you. Oh my god. Like, that's the weird thing about the dub for Yakuza 1 is they didn't slouch. They actually pulled out all the stops. They got a bunch of A-list names on that game. They got Mark Hamill to play Majima Goro. And he was straight up just doing the Joker. He was literally just doing his Joker voice for Majima. So you had Majima running around and he was just being the Joker. He was just Japanese the Joker, and it was amazing. Stupid fucking motherfucker! I'm doing this because he disrespected you. And there's another character later on who's played by Michael Madsen. And it was so jarring and weird to hear him talk. And it was fucking Michael Madsen's voice. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Oh, this is new. Here's where the extreme comes from. Because it's taking scenes from the original game and depicting them in this new engine and this new graphical style, but it's adding a bunch of new shit too. Like, this is completely new. This is completely re-recorded and redone. New motion capture, new choreography. This was not on the original PS2 game. Kiryu, I just want to fight you, dude. Kiryu! Oh, Kiryu, you're such a cool character, man. I want to finish talking about, like, how this remake is kind of weird, but man, Kiryu's such a baller-ass character, man. There's so much fun stuff to talk about with his character and how he changed from Yakuza 0. And his relationship with Majima now, after all the retcons from Yakuza 0 about his character. For at least another 10 years. Kudos on these voice actors, by the way. Because like, they've been doing these games for, like, fucking Majima. They've been doing these games for, like, 10 years. And in Yakuza 5, Kiryu was like a 48-year-old goddamn man. Oh no, retcons! Like it did me! I was broken too!
ですが、俺は自分の考えを変えるつもりはありません。何があってもか？ええ。
The only difference between you and me is her. You'd be surprised. Majima.
ほな、お前のその覚悟見届けさせてもらうで。四六時中ずーっとね。
My eye, oh my god.
でも、もし筋が通っとったら、俺との喧嘩買うてくれるか
？This is new, so I'm just watching this and being entertained as fuck. I ain't never seen this shit before. You see how he's literally just the Joker? It's like... Would it have been so bad to get Mark Hamill back in a booth just for Majima, just for scenes like that? I feel like it would have been okay to go ahead and get Mark Hamill in. Just for that character. What's weird though is they are just redoing scenes from the PS2 game. Like raw taking the cutscenes from the PS2 game and doing them with this new graphical style. So you do get some weird instances where it's the exact same rigging, but with the new graphics. So look at his mouth and how it's just kind of flapping open and closed, because this is the same rigging from the PS2 game with the new graphics slapped on, and you can really tell when they switch over to the new scenes and there's like this really detailed, intricate face motion capture to the lines. Look at their mouths. It like, once you notice, you are not going to be able to unsee it. Ah. Look at all this added weight. So much more weight to these scenes after Yakuza 0. And that's what's interesting about it, because this game, Yakuza Kiwami, feels more like it's being a sequel to Yakuza 0 than it is being a remake. Like, it's kind of spinning both plates, you know? And I feel like this makes a lot of sense. Like, naturally, of course, after doing a prequel, after doing Yakuza 0, it only... Oh, hey, look! One of the most important characters in the entire fucking series. And this is the only game she ever shows up in. You'd have thought they'd have had at least a couple scenes with Yumi in fucking Yakuza 0, but she wasn't in that shit at all. They talked about her like a couple of times. And she is like seriously way important, so it's so weird. Oh shit! This is new! This is brand new! Like, what else would they have done but remake the first game? We made a prequel. It only makes sense to remake the first game. I mean, you have all these assets right there. You have the newly modeled Kamurocho in this new graphical style. You have this new combat system. It only makes sense to carry that over and do a remake of the original game. I mean, you don't have to make any new assets. The city's right there. All of these characters were in Yakuza 0. You really don't have to make any new models. Oh, Kiryu.
自分の組持てるかどうかの正念場だぞ。ここでドーンと稼げば。
They really wrote themselves into a corner in the story of Yakuza 0.
天下の登場界の三次団体だ。迷ってんじゃねえよ。
Where Kiryu left the Yakuza and then they had to make up an excuse to get him back into the Yakuza at the end. Because he was in the Yakuza at the beginning of Yakuza 1.
かといって出世の本筋でもねえつ微妙な立ち位置だ。そんなお前が風間のおやっさんの後押しでようやく
Even though he didn't want to be a Yakuza, so it's kind of a weird retcon like that.
このまま行ったら一生飼い殺しだ。
And that's why I feel kind of weird about it, because it is just taking the combat system from Yakuza 0 and transposing it into Yakuza 1's story. And that makes sense, and to a degree, that's what you should do, right? You're just taking this engine and taking these models and assets and just redoing the original game with it. Of course you would take that expanded combat style that you put all that work into making. Of course you would do exactly what you've been doing throughout the entire series already and carry it over. They're taking the combat system from the first game and carrying it over into the next game and expanding on it. They're doing the same thing they did with Yakuza 1 to Yakuza 2, except they're doing it with Yakuza 0 to Yakuza Kiwami. But, as an unavoidable consequence,
あら、そうだったの。それじゃあパーティーしましょうよ。
お、それならいいケーキ屋知ってるから俺買ってくるよ。
as a kind of an unavoidable necessary consequence of that, you're losing the impact of how Yakuza 1's combat system was what it was, and then got improved on and expanded on and carried over in the rest of the games from there. Like, you can't recreate that, and to an extent, you shouldn't. But that's where this, like, weird conflict comes from, where that's one of my favorite things about the series, is how you see the expansion and development of Kiryu's character through the gameplay. Like, it's melding gameplay and story in a really unique way. Like, as he becomes a stronger person, like, in a figurative sense, he's becoming stronger in a literal gameplay sense, too. Oh, this is all new. None of this was in the PS2 game. Oh, they're showing the backstory of the ring. That's cool. The ring was a big deal. It was the catalyst for a lot of things. I was doing a thought, but kudos to these voice actors who've been doing these games for 10 years, and the last time we saw Kiryu, it was in Yakuza 5 when he was like 48, and he was doing a 48-year-old's fucking voice, and then boom, now we're doing a prequel, do a 20-year-old guy's voice. That's a tall order, and he fucking did it, and kudos, you know? And especially to Nishiki's voice actor, too, like, he did the voice for this character in one game 10 years ago. Bring him back and do this character again in a new game, right? That's something we definitely don't get to appreciate because we had the dub and not the original. I wanted to see what the abilities are. Oh, cell phone. What's that? It's 95. Whoa. Okay, it was like, how much fucking money do I have there? Oh no. Are we gonna be able to see Millennium Tower from here? Oh, it's not there. Oh no. I want to see if I can get a good angle and see if Millennium Tower's there yet. It seems like it's not. Wow, did they take out Millennium Tower's model just for these flashback scenes? Hey, soak in Kiryu having that pin in his lapel, because this is the only time you're ever going to be seeing that shit. So that's where the conflict comes from for me, is like, you lose being able to appreciate that, because let's say hypothetically you jump into this, it's a remake of the original game, and you play it, and it has the combat system from Yakuza 0, and you're like, okay, I'm into Yakuza now, and then you go and play Yakuza 2, and you're like, oh, this is a downgrade. And that's so unfortunate, because it's a PS2 game, so of course it's going to be a downgrade from a PS4 game, but compared to what Yakuza 1 was, Yakuza 2 was a world of fucking improvement, and you lose the ability to kind of appreciate that if you're going from this to Yakuza 2. Although, on the other hand, they are making Yakuza Kiwami 2, so maybe you just wait for Yakuza Kiwami 2 to come out, and that becomes an entire other issue, because I'm pretty sure Yakuza Kiwami 2 is just gonna have the gameplay system from Yakuza 6, so you completely lose the appreciation for that in an entirely different way. That's a whole other thing. Like, as someone who did play it from beginning to end, that's something that I kind of miss not being there anymore. But I guess on the other hand, like, as long as you know, right? There's nothing saying like, okay, I can appreciate that this is a new combat system and it doesn't reflect what the original game was. Wow. And you can, like, keep it in the front of your head. Like, okay, I am playing, like, Yakuza 3, for example, and okay, it's taking what Yakuza 2 had and expanding on it. You're not experiencing it firsthand, but you can still keep it in the front of your mind, I feel like, and so that's fine, right? You don't have to do it, but as long as you know, right? I guess there's nothing wrong with that. Donkey. Ah, shit. Suspicious man! This is going for a while. Wow, he took that shit right out of your fucking hand, bro. Oh, you have a pocket tissue? Oh, you fucking asshole! Those fucking raincoat guys! And now I can't even take it out of my inventory because I don't have access to my inventory yet. God damn it. Oh, Kiryu. It's so interesting, like, seeing new content with Yakuza 1 era Kiryu, right? Because again, that's such a that's one of the things about the series. Is Kiryu grows and changes throughout the series, but he kind of also stays the same, and that's what was great about Yakuza 0. Is seeing him become the man we were more familiar with him being. Yakuza 0 was the carp swimming up the waterfall and becoming the dragon at the end. We were witnessing the legend, the Dragon of Dojima, become the entity we were familiar with him being in the original game. What the fuck? Did you see that animation? That was fucking weird looking. Wow, on the way out. He's good, but now he's really on my shit list. I peacocked your mom. And in that's why I think Yakuza 0 was like a successful prequel. Because when you get a prequel, the fear is that you're gonna fuck it up, right? You're taking these conflicts and these stories and this reputation. The old office. This reputation that the characters had, and you're showing it. And the fear is, you know, you're never going to be able to depict something better than what our imagination could have come up with. Like, in Yakuza 1, Kiryu was already known as the motherfucking Dragon of Dojima. He walked into the room and people got scared. They recognized him, they went, that's Kiryu, the Dragon of Dojima, stay on your toes, he's a motherfucker. Like, people knew who he was and they knew to be on the fucking ball when dealing with him. Oh, dude! It's the same music, too? That's so awesome! Oh, cool. Oh, yeah. This is what I was talking about. It's taking the same combat style from Yakuza 0, and I guess it's just like if you want to switch it up, right? If you want to switch it up, you don't have to do the combat style from Yakuza 1, which was an unlockable bonus. You could unlock the Dragon of Dojima style in Yakuza 0 as like a fun little extra thing. And that was just how Kiryu played in the older games. So I guess just for fun, if you want to play with one of the styles from Yakuza 0, just because, why not, right? Go ahead, it's here for you. Oh, that is kind of weird because like the implication was kind of felt like he was taking these three unrefined styles, Brawler, Beast, and Rush, and kind of congealing them all together to become his signature Dragon of Dojima style. Like it felt like it was supposed to be like he's refining his combat style and making something of his own and becoming a legend that way. So like you hear, oh, he's the motherfucking Dragon of Dojima, and you get an idea in your head of why he's known that way. Like you drop into the game and you're playing as this kind of power fantasy character, and you can make up whatever you want about why he's known to be who he is, and is treated with the fear and respect that he is. So then you show it, and you make a prequel, and you try and show the events that led to him becoming the Dragon of Dojima, and you risk being like, oh, that's a disappointment, that's not as good as what I was imagining, right? But Yakuza 0 succeeded, I feel, and did a good job, and did properly show, like, by the end of Yakuza 0, which I have a whole playlist of Yakuza's shenanigans that I'm probably going to... Bob. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I guess you would just kind of have to have him here. Right? Just throw him in there. That's kind of funny. How do I get here? Really, it's just items. That seems like a waste. Gotta go fast. And I feel like my priorities would be maxing out adventure. By the end of Yakuza 0, which you can see videos of that I have uploaded, you believe it. You're like, motherfucking Dragon of Dojima over here. This fucking boy, right? So that's why Yakuza 0 succeeded, because it made it feel legit. So then you get into this. Oh, that was weird. I don't have the money.
Nah.
Shit. It was stolen. It has Yumi written in there. Oh, that's why! Because it has Yumi's name in it. That's how he's gonna prove he knows.
いるんですよね、たまに。そうやって騙し取ろうとする詐欺師が。
違う。信じてくれ。本当に俺のなんだ。
ヤクザの言うことなんか信じられるか。あんまりしつこいと警察呼ぶぞ。
くそ。
If they'll spot me. What is that music? Shit! That sounds so reminiscent. What the fuck is that song? Holy shit, that reminds me of something. So distinctly. That's why it's so interesting, like, seeing new content with Yakuza 1 era Kiryu. Because Kiryu has changed so much throughout the series. But he's also kind of stayed the same, and that's what's great about him. Because in Yakuza 1, he was... Oh, it's Shinji. What up, boy? Kiryu Aniki.
Shinji?
It's like, he doesn't... Okay, no. He's like... He's a good guy. That's what's great about him. Is Kiryu's like such a nice fucking dude. He's a fucking bro. He's such a cool dude. And he's such a... And he... Oh my god, Shinji. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, I thought he was gonna like prove that the ring was his. Oh my god, oh, that's gross. A soap land is, you know what? Let's not get into that right now. It's a prostitution place. That's all you need to know. Like, he's a fucking nice dude. He's a bro. He'll help anyone out. He's, like, really patient with people's... You fucking raised the price! You son of a bitch! That's not what it cost! Oh, you motherfucker! Oh, this fucking scumbag.
これが最後の品だったんだ。だからよそで買い直すこともできねえ。
うちなら買えるよ。お金さえあればね。
そうだ。指輪が俺のもんだって確かめる方法がある。本物なら弓って掘ってあるはずだ。
何を言ってもダメったらダメ。とにかく欲しかったらお金用意してきてよ。
くそ。
Ah. No, dude, you can't just keep borrowing money from Shinji. Come on. That's not cool. You're his Aniki. Like, I mean, look at what he's like. He's putting up with this shit. Like, this guy's totally giving him the runaround. But he's fucking gritting his teeth and he's dealing with it. And there are better examples where, like, that's the entire nature of sub-stories throughout the game. Like, side quests that you'll get. Is people just, like, keep unloading their fucking shit on Kiryu's fucking lap. And he helps out. He's a bro. He's a nice dude. There's a great scene in Yakuza 4. Oh my god. Oh, that's a great fucking body language. I have to go back one more time. Oh no. He's just gonna raise the price again. Ew.
俺も負けてらんねえ。今日はオールではしごするか。
Ew.
頼む。詳しいことを話してる暇がない。
Ew.
他のやつに取られちまうかもしれねえんだ。
Ew.
そんなにハマっちゃったんすか。
Ew. bro. That's fucking nasty, dog. What are you, the walking erection? Okay. In Yakuza 4, where, like, they got a baby. Oh, no. Like, they're taking care of someone else's baby, and like, they gotta change its diaper, and Kiryu does it because he, like, owns a fucking orphanage, by the way, at that point.
あんた、やっぱり来たんだね。
おい。
And, like, he changes the baby's diaper and it pees on him.
そんなに慌てなくても大丈夫だよ。
Aww, thanks, bro. Don't raise the price. I will beat the shit out of you.
いや、あんたがとっても真剣な表情してたからさ、気になっちゃって。それでちゃんと指輪を調べたら、あんたが言った通り名前が刻印されてるし。
See, that's why you gotta be a cool guy like Kiryu
だっ
is.
てあんたの話、信じますよ。
そうか。とにかくそれを追ってくれ。
That's why you gotta be a cool guy, because sometimes, you know, the universe gives back what you put in, right? See?
やっぱり物を大事にしてくれる人の手に渡ってほしいんですよ。
ありがとう。
See, if it had been any other character, he might have, like, lost his temper and lost his patience and been like, fuck you, it's my ring, I'm just gonna cause trouble. But no, Kiryu was a cool guy about it. And, you know, the universe rewards that. But anyway, in Yakuza 4, like, he's changing the baby's diaper and it fucking pees on him. And everyone's like, oh! Because, again, like, they're hardcore-ass gangster dudes who beat the shit out of people and smash faces with motorcycles and shit. And Kiryu just kind of laughs it off and smiles and finishes changing the diaper. And it's like, that's a really good, like, scene to show what a cool dude fucking Kiryu is. Well, we never see her wearing that, so she ended up liking the ring way more.
ユミ。実はその。
Oh no, he's all bashful.
プレゼントがあるんだが。
He's a shy dragon.
その。これなんだ。
Like, he's super cool, he's super chill, he's super patient, and he's super altruistic, but he will fucking wreck your shit. Like, he's the dragon of Dojima. Like, if you fucking push him too far, you will regret it. Oh, suck a dick. Suck a dick, Nishiki. Oh no, it's all touchy! This is a new scene! It's so exciting! It's new! Oh, that's so cool to see new stuff! New Yakuza content! I'm so down. That's why whenever fucking Kiryu... Aw, she's jelly! That's why whenever Kiryu busts someone's fucking head open, you know they deserved it. If you are pushing Kiryu Kazuma to the point where he's like, okay, I gotta throw down, it's time to fucking end your ass. You know they had it fucking coming. Oh no!
誰かそういう人がいるわけ？
やだ、違うの。そういうわけじゃないんだけど。ごめんね。気持ちだけもらっとく。
あら、こりゃユミちゃんに振られちゃったかな。
ごめんね。
Oh, and she's super jelly! Look how jelly she is! Look at this complicated love quadriangle.
私の誕生日はどうしてくれるの？
え？
さあな。
じゃあ、キリュウちゃんからはネックレス。錦山くんからは指輪とか。
なんだよ。
That's just tacky.
別にいいけどさ。
Don't ask someone to get you the same present someone got your girl. And that's why it was so cool. Oh. So I think we're back to PS2. For sure. Because in the PS2, it had that fun little, like, drinking montage sequence. And then cut to this, kinda. That's what was so fun playing Yakuza 0 and seeing Kiryu, like, in his... Like, he was way less mature. He was, like, very unrefined. He was like, I'm gonna fucking... I want to prove myself, right? He was... He didn't really, like, have his shit together. He didn't have his shit together. You gotta get your shit together, put it in a bag, get it all together, right? But now we're here, and it's Yakuza 1, and Kiryu's got it on lockdown. He's been around the block. He's seen enough of the world to know who he is and where he fits in with it. And like he has his set of values and his ideals, and he knows what he is going to stand for and live by. That's what that scene with Majima was. That just earlier, like Kiryu's like, I'm gonna do it my way. But much more than that, I did it my way. And it was great to have like that conversation because Majima was like that too, and the world kind of chewed him up and spat him out. So he's coming from a much more cynical perspective about it at the same in that way. Oh, these are new models. There's so many characters from the PS2 games that were in the PS2 games, and then they just kind of dropped off the face of the earth after the PS2 era was left behind. Ah, this is so surreal. It's been so long. To keep my name out of your mouth, you motherfucker. And that is predominantly what Yakuza 1 was all about. It was taking this very principled, very, like, this character with a lot of convictions. And who was, like, kind of, like, not really the cock of the walk, but, like, he knew what the deal was, and he could take care of himself. Uh-oh. This is retroactive foreshadowing. I know how it works. I remember they used to have, like, a... Oh, thank God. Get rid of that shit. They used to have... Yeah. Ah, no, it used to be like a flowchart. It used to be like a flowchart showing like all the different factions and which characters belong to what faction. The Mad Dog of Shimano. He is true only to himself. But he has a super mad crush on Kiryu. Anyway. And it was about testing him. It was about putting him, like, to the limit. And being like, well, can you stand by those ideals? Can you, like, be true to yourself when the entire world is falling apart around you? You know? That's what this, and the weight of that story kind of... Based Kashiwagi! Kazuma and Kazama. I think you can see why they... Back in the day, your old man Fuma Oyabun would get into some serious shit.
If you cross the line, the others will do the same. They're a bunch of crazy bastards as it is.
Kazuma's trustworthy. He's got common sense. You know, Oyabun was once known as the #1 hitman for the Tojo clan.
Kasawagi.
Oh god, that fucking dub was so bad. It was great. Oh, it was so terrible in an awesome way. Anyway. They changed his name to Fuma in the English version back in the day because they thought people would get confused because his name is Kazama and Kiryu's name is Kazuma. And that's why it's cool that they ended up remaking this after Yakuza 0, because you had Yakuza 0. No, it was Sunshine. Sunshine Orphanage. I think, something like that. Like, it's sort of cyclical, where Yakuza 0 has so much more weight and importance because you're seeing these characters that you're familiar with in like where they were like when they were younger. And then this game and its story, oh shit. And then the other shoe dropped. What a fucking asshole. I'm just gonna grab some broad to rape her because I'm a Yakuza man. I'm impotent, so I'm gonna take it out on women. Fucking idiot.
まずいな。組長は気に入った女はどんな手使っても手に入れる人だ。そこに錦山が入っていったら何が起こってもおかしくね。俺、行ってきます。よせ。え？ここでお前まで行ったら3人ともただじゃ済まねえぞ。
So what to do, Dad?
せめて俺が手を回すまでお前は待て。
おやさん、ユミと錦は兄弟なんです。
兄弟。
だから、今俺が行かねえと。カズマ。
Well, it's kind of cyclical where Yakuza 0's story has so much more, like you're seeing how these characters, where they were and how they became the people we know them as, and then this game's story gets enhanced by the retcons of Yakuza 0 because now you're like, oh, like, there's so much more weight to everything, because back in the day, this was the original game. This was it. This was all the Yakuza series was. Like, you met these characters, and what the game showed you of them was what you knew about them, and that's it. So you're being introduced to these characters, and you have this, like, 1995 thing to establish them, and then the rest of the game happens, and the rest of the story plays out. But now, like, you have an entire other game's worth of backstory to like, amplify the events that happen in this game. And that's why it is really cool that they decided to do a remake like this. After doing a prequel. Like, again, that's sort of the only thing you can do. I feel like I don't really have much interest in... I guess it's just for the sake of, like, variety, which makes sense, but I don't feel like I'm gonna have a lot of interest in switching styles like this. Like, it's cool that it's in there, but I feel like I'm mostly just gonna wanna play with the Dragon and Dojima style. Because I like this style, and it's what he had in the original game, so I want to be, like, kind of try to be authentic about it. I could pick up the golf club. There we go. Oh shit, there we go. That's, again, you can't really recreate the authenticity of it. Man! Because in the original PS2 game, you just had, like, the forward square combo. I'll talk about that later. Too grabby.
Huh?
Dun dun dun. Didn't the... Yeah, these guys. In the original, they kind of run up to you and get into an unavoidable conversation. And that kind of brings it back around to, it's like, for a lot... Like, there was this interesting kind of discussion where they... And this was a good thing, they kind of took Yakuza 0's release as an opportunity to relaunch the Yakuza series identity in the West. Which is a good thing, and I'm glad they did that, because that's something I thought they should do. Here comes the big reveal. So I fucking shot him.
So I fucking shot him. I lost it, man.
Oh no, this is really fucked up and emotional in this version. It was kind of awkward and funny in the original English. Oh shit. The original voice actor is actually putting an effort in instead of just reading off the lines and phoning it in like a stupid asshole. Imagine that. Again, in the original game, you're like, oh, your sister. And you're like, what? But then, Yakuza 0, you know who his sister is, because that was a thing. That was in that story. So, enhanced, that's so cool. But, that's the reason that the original English dub was so bad, because, like, they kill you. Man, Nishiki's voice actor is fucking killing it, dog. Because they got these A-list names like Mark Hamill, like Michael Madsen, like actual actors. But they didn't give a shit. Like, I don't know if it was just the direction or they themselves just didn't really care. But they just kind of phoned it in, and you could tell in their performance that they didn't really try. And the script was really bad. Like, the translated script was really bad. So it ended up just being really kind of a joke nowadays, looking back on it. So now we see, dun dun dun. But that presented itself as kind of a, like this interesting topic of discussion came up, which is. Aw, Date! Don't call me Coon. Date! Yeah, buddy! I like how he fucking knows. Oh man, that raises a whole other topic of conversation about the Yakuza in Japanese society and all that shit. Bitch, that's evidence. God, oh, it's so weird hearing the original voice actors, because I'm so used to the English dub. Not that Date isn't in the later games. Oh, he looks so fucking weird with a shaved head. So don't like it. I didn't even like his hair in Yakuza 0. I thought, like, I'm a fan. I like his original hairstyle. I didn't think the hairstyle he had in Yakuza 0 looked good either.
東上会三代目セラ会長が破門にすると決めたそうです。
どういうことだ？
自分にもわかりません。ただ風間のおやっさんがこの破門状を兄貴に渡すようにと。
堂島組はどうなるんだ？
風間のおやっさんが引き継ぐそうです。
そうか。
時間だ。
And again, this is why Yakuza 0 aids this story, because you play it and you're like, oh, Kiryu got expelled from the Yakuza, and it doesn't really seem to bother him that much. Like, you're a fucking career criminal and you're being kicked out of the family. That's kind of like a really bad thing to happen. Like, he really doesn't seem to care. And he never tries to get back in with the Yakuza at the end of the game. Like, he never tries to reclaim his position or anything. He was about to start his own family, for crying out loud. He was in a position of power and influence. Japanese prison's really weird. So it seems like, why wouldn't he care about getting kicked out of the Yakuza? Oh, and then you play Yakuza 0 and it's like, oh, he didn't really give a shit. Like, the events of that story explain that. Dojima no Ryu. Oh, what a badass. Look at him just sitting there. Dojima Oyabun. So it raises this interesting, like, topic of conversation where it was like, if you're new to the series and you haven't played the Yakuza games before, like, is Yakuza 0 a good one to jump in on? If Yakuza 0 is your first Yakuza game, is that a good game to do as your first Yakuza game? And I mean, like, it's a prequel, so it feels like, yeah, it should be, right? It should be a good first thing to do, because it's a prequel, right? But my feelings about that are kind of complicated, because, like, on the one hand, yeah, I mean, if you haven't played the games before, start playing them, dog, right? Like, there's no wrong answer there. Like, when you first started the game, this is all you had, and you had to unlock that. Like, you didn't have that at the beginning of the game, you had to unlock it. And then that extra kick, like that was the combo finisher, but then that is something that was added in Yakuza 5. So it's really interesting. Anyway. Fuck you. Kiwami means extreme! The essence of Kiwami! Enter the Dragon style. Kiwami means extreme! That's fucking sick, dog. That was awesome.
誰の命令だセラ会長だ
登場界の三代目だよ。
なんだと？
Nani? Jesus fuck. Because I feel like, yeah, it is a prequel, so technically that's the best thing to jump on in, because you don't need to know any of the previous story, because none of it applies, because none of it's happened yet, because it's a prequel. And that's the argument in support of, yeah, just do Yakuza 0 as your first Yakuza game. Oh, this is new. This is new shit.
俺はまだ信じられないっすよ。あの桐生のおじきが親殺しをするなんて。何かの間違いなんじゃないですか?
But at the same time, that wasn't the intention. They didn't make Yakuza 0 intending for it to be a spot for newcomers to jump into the series on, right? They didn't make it for new players. They made it as the next game after Yakuza 5. You are meant, like, they made it with the intention of, you play Yakuza 5, okay, now here's Yakuza 0, and you got it, and you're playing Yakuza 0 next, after Yakuza 5. And so much of that game does kind of expect you to know the story of the previous games. Because there was a lot of, like, so much of that game's story is dramatic irony. Where you're playing this game and you're seeing the story go through with these characters, and you know where they end up. You know that Majima is a crazy dude, so seeing him not being crazy is supposed to be really shocking and surprising and jarring. And there's a lot of dramatic irony, and like there's a lot of suspense in wondering, okay, we know by the end of this game, he's gonna become the Mad Dog of Shimano. And you're constantly kind of on the edge of your seat wondering, like, when's the moment where he finally snaps and becomes the Majima we know him to be in the older game. And you're seeing this relationship between Nishiki and Kiryu in Yakuza 0, in Yakuza 0, and you're seeing how they interact and how that relationship develops. Yeah, to be fair, that's a really fucked up thing to say to someone. That's not what she said? I get that you're hurting, Nishiki. I get that you're not in a good place right now. And that was a little over the line. That she said that. But fuck, dude, keep it together. Everything's falling apart. These are new scenes, which is cool. It's showing how Nishiki, like, breaks down. Because again, you're playing Yakuza 0 and you know what happens in Yakuza 1. You know what happens between Nishiki and Kiryu in Yakuza 1. And you're seeing all the story that happens between them in Yakuza 0 with that sense of dramatic irony. Ah, the 2000s! Everyone's got cell phones! What the fuck? Fish out of water! So, it was written with the expectation that you would have that foreknowledge. And that does add to the experience. Like, you're not meant to play that game and experience that story not knowing what's going to happen. Because at that point, it becomes foreshadowing. It's not dramatic irony, it's setting things up for a future game, right? Like, to me, that's not as good an experience. To me, witnessing it in sequential order, where it's like, okay, it's setting up their friendship together, oh, they're bros, they would die for each other, right? Okay, there was a mild controversy before this game came out, like the official release, where the game bugged, and the dudes who are bowing right now were not in the game. Like, for some reason, there was a weird bug in the localized version where the bowing dudes' models didn't load in. It was really weird. But they fixed it. They fixed it before the official release. Like, people who got review copies were talking about it. And now, in the official release, they fixed it. Shimano is the Michael Madsen guy who was voiced by Michael Madsen in the original English version. Which is hilariously terrible, by the way. His voice acting. There's Nishiki on the left, if you saw him. He's still got the same white suit. Just imagine Michael Madsen's voice coming out of this motherfucker. It sounds so bad and weird. And man, he was phoning it the fuck in. He so didn't care. What the fuck do you think you're doing? Yeah. Oh no, his hair's slicked back. That means he's evil now. Oh no! His hair is evil hair! The 10 billion yen. That's... I don't know what it was in 2005. Hilariously, Shimano is the only character for whom the exaggerated cursing in the English dub was appropriate, because that is his character. So it of all of them, it made sense for Shimano to be the one swearing his ass off. I don't know, like, inflation over the past 10 years. Like, today, in this economy, 10 billion yen is something like $100 million, which is a shitload of money. But I don't know if it would have been more back in 2005.
Shut the fuck up! You there. If you're feeding us bullshit, you're gonna lose more than just a finger. Chairman.
This information, where did you get it?
From Torado, a lieutenant of the Omi family in Osaka.
We will talk after I get more information.
So, 10 billion. He's really gone?
Yes.
Stop fucking around! That money's everything the Tojo clan's brought in over the years. Do you know how much blood we shed in order to collect it? You fucking prick.
Well, time to walk off screen and get killed before anyone knows who I am. Play Yakuza 0 if you want to have better establishment of what my character is. Yeah. Anyway. So you play Yakuza 0 just by itself, and you're like, yeah, Kiryu and Nishiki are buddies. And you don't really get it. You don't really get what it's setting up. Where it's setting up the idea of this dramatic irony to where they have this falling out in this game and everything that happens with Nishiki, and I don't know why I'm trying to talk around it. This game is literally fucking 10 years old. So, like, again, I'm kind of two minds about it, where I'm like, you're kind of losing a lot of the intended experience playing Yakuza 0 as your first game. But at the same time, like, I mean, if any game is gonna be your first, it might as well be Yakuza 0, but now this game is out, now Yakuza Kiwami is out, and I almost feel like you should play this first instead, right? Like, keep in the front of your mind that the original game had different combat, and the PS2 games, like, iterated on that combat with each subsequent game. So, like, the combat in Yakuza 1 was really rudimentary and really unrefined, and they improved on it in each game. and the moves that you learned while leveling up from Yakuza 1 carried over to Yakuza 2 and all that. Oh, that's different. Relearn the Dragon of Dojima. That's weird. Okay, I feel like they're gonna teach that to me or something. Yeah, this is how the upgrades work. That's cool, it changes the fucking kanji. This is how the upgrade... It's using the sphere grid system, but in the original game, what you would do is you would have like these bars of experience, and you would fill up your soul, technique, or body and learn different moves or get different buffs. There's like way more, though. Jesus Christ. It's like they've way expanded how many things you can unlock. For sure. But you level all that up and you get all the moves you would learn, and then play Yakuza 2, and you would start out with all of those moves. So as long as you keep that kind of in the front of your head, I feel like it's fine. Go ahead. Go ahead and do Kiwami first. I feel like that's okay. Majima everywhere. Oh no! Play 5 minigame battles against my... Oh no, I shouldn't be looking at this. So I feel, to me, and again, like, I don't know. Like, that would be really interesting to me. I'm actually really interested in hearing, like, the internet discussion around this game now that it's out. I'm interested in hearing... Oh my fuck! This is new! Hey, you're out of the slammer! My one eye. Like, what is the reaction to this game going to be from people who played Yakuza 0 first? For people to whom Yakuza 0 was their first Yakuza game, and they didn't know any of the story of Yakuza 1. The game's been out for 10 years, so I don't know how you avoided that, by the way. Jeez, Kiryu, what a fucking pussy. Again, imagine Mark Hamill's voice coming out of Majima's mouth. It is so appropriate. See, Kiryu is the kind of guy who you gotta really push him over the edge to get him to want to throw down. That's a good point. Being in jail for 10 years, he's a piece of shit now. He doesn't have all his old moves. If you notice, his heat and health bar are way smaller now. Before... Bumble fucking around. It ain't the 80s anymore, Kiryu. When it gets into the fight, you'll see, if you rewind the fucking video, our life meter and the heat gauge is way smaller now. Like, being in jail for 10 years, the edges have been dulled. The iron has gone soft. The dragon's fangs are no longer what they once were. Let's rock and roll. Ah, this is all new, by the way. In the original, shit, I don't think I'm gonna be able to win this. Son of a bitch! Oh, he's wait, okay. Oh no! Oh no! I'm way worse than I even was in the original PS1, PS2 game. Look at this! Oh no! Oh, probably because I'm using Dragon Style. Probably the other styles. Shit! Ow! Probably the other styles are still fine. Ah shit! Stop! I'm gonna die! No! Fuck this. Okay, that's probably it. See, all my other styles are still good, but my Dragon Style, I've lost all of my fucking moves. Shit, that's probably how it works. Majima still has just a ridiculous amount of health, though. I feel like I almost feel like this is a supposed to lose fight. I hope not, but I did die. Like that seemed ridiculous. You know what I mean? I feel like I was not supposed to win that. Yeah, see, being in jail for 10 years, now I'm a piece of shit. That's a totally new mechanic. Yeah, again, as long as you keep it in the front of your mind that this isn't necessarily representative, I think it's fine. You have no style, you have no grace, and you know what? Still got a pretty face. Gotta give you that. Gotta give you that, Kiryu. I wonder what would happen if I beat him on, like, New Game Plus or something. Oh, literally, Majima is just in love. Ooh, yeah. Majima is just like, he wants to have sex with Kiryu. That is just what he wants. This does, interestingly, does kind of change the nature of their relationship a little bit. Dojima no Ryu. Because in the original game, it did feel like he was the Joker, like he wanted to fucking kill Kiryu, but he wanted to be the one who killed Kiryu, you know? But in this, like, they're writing him with the foreknowledge of how he changed as a character throughout the series. That made Kiryu a legend cannot be regained using experience points. Oh, you can only level up by fighting Majima. That's fucking weird. Oh, hey, look, you can save. That's also weird. Can I level up anything now? No. I did fight Majima again for the first time. Anyway. I usually always upgraded Soul, Tech, Body in that order, so let's do that. This is like the sphere grid kind of makes it different. Because now I have things to choose from. In the original game, you just raw upgraded each one. Anyway. I'm interested to see what people who played Yakuza 0 first as the very first Yakuza game and didn't know about all of the story. about Yakuza 1, what their reaction to this game and this game's story will be. That's interesting. I do feel like that is kind of a valid... That is a valid perspective. But it's not one I have any firm reference for. Like, I can't relate to that. I can't relate to the perspective of, I don't know, like, this is my first Yakuza game, and I played Yakuza 0 first, right? So to me, the perspective that I have, being I played the entire series, and then Yakuza 0, and then this, to me, that's the more correct perspective, but I guess, like, that's just because it's the one I have. Maybe if that hadn't been the case, I would feel differently. I don't know. So I am interested in hearing that discussion. But I don't, like, I guess maybe it's less the people who didn't. The people who did play Yakuza 0 as their first Yakuza game aren't necessarily missing out on anything. It's just a different experience, right? It's not inferior or superior, it's just a different compared to, you know, being a series vet. I'm not sure, though. I still feel like the intended experience from the developers was to play it in order. So, but anyway. I'm sure those people who played Yakuza 0 first are gonna be like, why isn't money just exploding out of their bodies? Money should just be raining out of their corpses. Like Scott Pilgrim. It's going back to the traditional, like, regular experience style of the older games. Yakuza 0 was the one that was the odd man out. And used, like, a weird money system, which played into the themes of that game's story, where like, it was analyzing the importance of money and the value of money compared to human life, etc., etc., etc. But now we're just going back to the regular experience system again. Still using that sphere grid style, though. The sphere grid style is very new. Club Sega, the fucking, the blinders aren't off quite yet. We don't have free reign over the city. I'm definitely gonna want to go ahead and get into some random fights so I can get my experience back up. Excuse me. I wonder how much of the moves from these Zero styles we have versus not having. There's a lot of interesting things that I think about playing this. Oh, how does that work? Oh shit, no. Wrong button. This. What the fuck does that mean? I want to see what the deal with that is. I hope that doesn't desync the audio. That's weird. I don't know how to think about that. Wow, I'm doing like so little damage with Dragon and dodging the style too. I did like the rush style though. Oh, we get like a little bit of money. That's like such a pittance compared to Yakuza 0. I feel like that's gonna be like a little bit of a culture shock. That was a minor theme of this game too, like Kiryu being a little bit of a fish out of water, where he's been in jail for 10 years. So like this, like society has kind of left him by the wayside. He's coming out of jail and he's an old school dude, and he's coming out into this new world of Street Fighter 3, and he like again the entire point of especially in the transition from the end of Yakuza 0 to the beginning of this Yakuza 1. Oh, he's dead.
Yep.
Theme of sad Yakuza. This was an unvoiced just text box in the original game, and it was just kind of like, yeah, he's dead. They're giving us way more perks. He's not really dead. That's why I don't feel bad about like just saying that. Now, again, like Kiryu knew who he was. He was matured, he was self-assured, he had his set of ideals and convictions, he knew who he was and where he stood in the world. And then he gets thrown in jail for 10 years. And he comes out of jail, and the world has moved on. The world has left him behind. Things are changed, and he is unfamiliar with how things work now. So now he has to take that worldview, that mentality, that experience of who he once was, well, who he still is, but like what that used to mean in the 90s, right? Which is especially like kind of a big deal because in Japanese society, the economy like fucking crashed, like really hard, like not to the point of being a depression, but it was like a severe recession for a long time there. Like the 80s, everyone was living the high life, everyone was throwing money around like it was growing on trees, and then boom, like the bubble burst hard, and like it was a really severe recession for a while there. So that was a very different culture, and like mentality for the country, and that's when he went into jail. And then he comes out and it's 2005, and like technology has advanced so far, so fast in such a short amount of time. 10 years? Like on a cosmic scale, that's a blink of an eye, but in terms of what technological development has been in 10 years, think about what technology was like in 2007, right? Think about what the internet was in 2007, what phones we had in 2007. We didn't have no game, we didn't have no Nintendo DS. We had the fucking Game Boy Advance. Actually, I think the original DS might have been out by then. I don't know. I don't have a fucking chart off the top of my head. Stardustal. But anyway, like he comes out with this mentality, of that era, and he has to figure out like where do I fit in this new era, in this new time frame, in this new century that has left me by the wayside. Are those convictions that I held to so strongly, that code, those ideals, like, do they even apply anymore? Can anyone live by any kind of moral code or ideal in this day and age? Is that even possible? That was a big theme of this game. And they definitely seem to be going hard on that. Like, that seems to be even more amplified. Oh shit. Look at the sparkle on the floor. Sparkle! Oh no! It's the coin locker key! Oh shit! These are always a pain in the ass! Holy shit. Man, it's actually been a while since we've had coin locker keys. Yakuza 0 did not have the coin locker keys. Yakuza's... Oh, it's Majima! What? He was just walking around. See, now he's just humoring him. That's funny, he really is just gonna be anywhere. Okay, cool, he's taking it easy on us, that's nice. Like, look, he has way lower health. He's not using his knife. He's fighting us with his thug style from Yakuza 0. Oh shit. This is probably the wrong style to be using against Majima. Yeah, that's gonna be fun and interesting. That sort of reminds me of how Zero. It sort of seems to be expanding on the. Oh, feel the heat. There we go. That was supposed to be like a Kiwami means extreme moment, but I didn't have enough heat. I have so much fun fighting you. Yeah, it's sort of weird how it changes the context of their relationship. Like, they're much more friendly now. But in Yakuza 1, like, Majima was a psychopath. Like, he was the Joker. Like, he felt like a dangerous, unhinged, mad dog. Oh my fucking god. Oh, okay, so you can't just grind for Majima. That's interesting. Millennium Tower, let me see it! But now, with the Majima Anywhere system, it feels like, nah, it's cool, bro. You know, you and me. That's another, like, I feel like that's not incorrect, but it does feel like you're losing a little bit of the original experience having retcon Majima instead of original Majima. Ah, fucking Yakuza! We don't want no fucking Yakuza! Man, his face has always been shaped really weird. We don't need no fucking Yakuza! I'm here looking for Kazuki. I'm not with the Yakuza. I have to put in some clips of the original English PS2 release. Because, oh my god. I like his voice. I've never heard this character saying these lines. He has been in other games, so I am familiar with his Japanese voice actor, but... like, this performance, he's really putting it in. Do you have shit in your ears? I should put the clips in. That would be really funny.
Hey, what are you doing? You got some business with our bar or something?
I'm here to meet the owner, Kazuki.
Hey, shithead! What family do you work for anyway, huh? I bet you're from the Shimano family. We don't need to be taken care of by some gangsters.
What are you talking about? I'm just looking for Kazuki. I'm not Yakuza.
You think I'm a fucking idiot? Look at you, fuckhead! You couldn't be any more Yakuza if you tried. So, what the hell do you want? What do you want with Kazuki-san?
Relax. I didn't come here to fight. I just want to talk to Kazuki.
Shut the fuck up! Just because you're a Yakuza doesn't mean you can boss everyone around. Even in this city, people do just fine. Without any help from the fucking Yakuza, they make an honest living. Unlike you. At least Kazuki-san has made a name for himself without any help. You fucking Yakuza! Don't fuck with Kazuki-san!
How many times I gotta tell you, I'm not Yakuza. You retarded or just deaf?
Fuck you! You're not coming in here, you fucking asshole!
Man from Stardust. Let's go, let's go! Ah, fuck! Ah, shit! Yeah, I always felt Rush was the best style to use against one-on-one. Ah, shit. Hi. No fair, no selling. The animations are a little bit different. They feel a little bit faster. Probably just because in Yakuza 0 it had the system where you had to build heat, and that made your attacks faster. Like, if you had 0 heat, your attacks were really pretty slow. Oh, hey! That's cool. Oh. Oh, what was... I thought that was, Yakuza means extreme. Kiwami means extreme, but I wasn't getting the prompts. Oh, do I have to be? What is it? Doesn't that feel like it's supposed to be a Kiwami means extreme moment? But I'm not getting the prompts. I'm not sure now. Where if you had 0 heat, your attacks would be super slow and shitty. Booyah, sorry. Shit, I forgot your name. Yuya, thank you. Had a system where if you had 0 heat, you would be slow as shit, but if you had a full bar of heat, you'd be really fucking fast. So that played into that game's revamped kind of combat system where you were encouraged to stockpile your heat, and heat moves were a little bit less incentivized. You were kind of more incentivized to build up heat and maintain it so that you would be faster and more efficient with your regular combat moves. Whereas in the older games, they were kind of built around using heat moves. They were finisher moves. You know, a cool style, maximum damage kind of thing. It actually took a while to get used to in Yakuza 0, where it really felt like they were encouraging you to use heat moves less, because there were less heat moves available, and the way the heat system played into how fast you were. And if you were too slow, it really felt like you wouldn't be able to even get a hit in. But now in this, that's been dropped, and it's going back to the classic style of heat, where you just have your heat bar. Well, not the classic style, it's more like the heat from Yakuza 5, I feel. Look at his lapel, doesn't have the pin anymore, told you. Appreciate that Yakuza pin in that chapter 1 while you can, because you never see it again. Isn't it weird that this game's called Yakuza, but Kiryu is only in the... Yeah, see, told you, died off screen. I'm Chairman Sarah. I'm gonna walk out of the room and just die off screen. And that's the only time I ever did anything in the story. So it was so weird. Like he's the third chairman of the Tojo clan, and he just does one thing, and then he just dies, and then that's it. And everyone else treats it like a big deal, but you're like, I don't even know who the fuck that guy was. Like, what the fuck's going on? Then you play Yakuza 0, and you're like, oh shit. Fucking Sarah is a motherfucking badass mofo, goddamn pimp ass dude dog, yo. Like, he's the big boss, man. You totally get why he ends up being the third chairman of the Tojo clan. And you fucking get it, and you, like, pay respect. And, again, it retroactively adds more weight to his death in this game and what he does in this game. Which, like, again, that's why Yakuza 0 felt like such a good prequel, because it was living up to the imagination and expectations of the original game story, and, like, adding on to it. It was taking things that were kind of said in passing in the original game, and really delving into it and explaining it. So it feels almost kind of weird in this game to use these combat systems and like have no heat, but still be just as fast, right? But again, I definitely prefer that. That's why I was really looking forward to Kiwami, because I was like, honestly, after so many hours, the heat system started feeling a little bit more on the tedious side. This is where Kiryu's a fucking badass.
Kazuki, Yuyaってやつの言う通りだ。こんな奴らに金を渡す必要はねえよ。
Kazuki-san, what are you doing? No! I can't let you pay them! These assholes don't deserve our money!
Assholes? Is that what you said? You better watch your tongue, kid, unless you want it ripped out!
Alright, I guess you're not an asshole! You're a piece of shit! You are so dead, bitch!
The fuck? Who the hell are you?
Kazuki, listen, Yuya has a point. Don't pay these stupid fucks. They don't deserve it.
See what I'm talking about? How when Kiryu's like, okay, fuck this. It's time to throw down in Chinatown. You know it's deserved. You know whoever has he is. That's why. Like he's a dragon. Whoever has like disturbed the sleeping dragon, you know that they have earned the fucking pain they're gonna receive. Oh, I wonder if I can do combo heat moves with Yuya and Kazuki. One of you grab someone so I can do a heat move. I want to see if they put those in. Oh, no, Kazuki! Please grab someone. I really want to see if there's a heat move. Man, fucking Kazuki's really down. Is he down for the count? Shit. Okay, oh, I had to, like, go walk next to him or something. No, Yuya! God fucking damn it! No, you assholes! Yes! Yes! Oh, awesome! Okay, I was trying to make that happen so hard. Okay, let's do some upgrades because I'm gonna Get my ass kicked here a little bit. Oh no. Shit, dog. Son of a bitch! This isn't working out so well. I was fucking around. Kinda deserve it. Son of a bitch. Okay. Yeah, I was being cocksure. I wasn't really taking it seriously. That's like, it's kind of on the nose, but that is supposed to be the entire idea behind Kiryu's character, is he's a dragon. That, like, again, it's so on the nose, but when you keep in mind like Asian cultural mythology about dragons, you really start to see the reasons Kiryu's character is written the way he is. There we go. Oh, that's cool. I can just switch instantaneously now. That's really cool. Fuck you guys. This feels I don't know if it's just me being shit, but this feels a little bit harder. I'm not sure. Maybe because, like, there were so many more opportunities to have leveled up out in the wilds outside, whereas this is, like, sort of like the fucking third fight in the game in the original. There we go. Come here. I'm sick of you motherfuckers. Like, again, that leads into, isn't it weird how in the West they called the series Yakuza, even though the main character is only in the Yakuza for the very beginning of the game and then leaves, and then he never rejoins the Yakuza, and then for the rest of the series, you're playing as a character who isn't in the Yakuza ever again. Ah, fuck you guys. Oh, here. Move! Oh, shit. I was there the whole time? Goddamn. There we go. Oh, shit. Wrong button. Get off of me. Where's Yuya? Stop glitching out and come help us. Where, like, in Asian perceptions of the myth of dragons, is they're like these, like, super powerful, but also very, like, wise and cultured. Goddamn, sort of like think sort of like owls. Like, look, now he's pink. What am I supposed to do? It seems like that's supposed to be a Kiwami. It feels like that's supposed to be a Kiwami means extreme thing, but for some reason it's not. Walking slowly. That's the mechanic. You can just walk slowly if you want, for no reason. There's no real incentive, but just because. Yeah, that's gonna bug me now. But then, like, his character is all based around, like, kind of personality traits that are associated with dragons, and then you take a step back and you realize that his name is Kiryu. Kiryu. Ryu. His name is Ryu. His name is Dragon. Dragon is in the name. Yeah! Nice! I feel good about that. And in Japan, the series is called Like a Dragon. It's not called Yakuza, it's called Like a Dragon. You're playing as Ryu. He's the dragon of Dojima. You're living life like a dragon. Right? So it makes sense. But in English, saying it's called Yakuza, it kind of doesn't make sense. So it's kind of weird.
Shinji.
Oh, he's got a leather jacket. That means he's evil. Ah, no, it's fine. He's still cool. He's still riding. He's still dick riding Kiryu super hard. Oh no! Dun dun dun! Again, pretty interested to see what the reaction from people who played Yakuza 0 first and didn't know about this shit. Like, what's their reaction gonna be to Nishiki being evil in this game, right? That's gonna be what's interesting to see the conversation about this game. Like, I liked Yakuza 0, obviously. Like, arguably you could say it's the best game in the series of the games that have been localized. Personally, I would still say it's a toss-up between Yakuza... Yeah, 10 billion. That's a lot. Even if it is just $100 million, the entire, like, crime family... Like, imagine if the Mafia went bankrupt. That'd be a big fucking deal, right?